Hey, Kowalsky here, and welcome back to another video. Well, it's not Wednesday anymore, and sadly, it's Thursday, and I have to bring you the news that I've played in a tournament. Well, what this meant is another period of reflection on the poor performance that I had. Well, that doesn't always mean a poor performance when I'm playing a tournament, but this time it kind of was. So, without wasting more of your time, let's jump into the first two rounds. Now, this first round is very disappointing. Now, keep in mind, these opponents are unrated, and I wanted to give you the link to the chess results tournament, but I just couldn't find it anymore. So I'm gonna have to go based off memories. I was the sixth favorite, and this is the first round. I'm playing with the black pieces against a guy that's unrated. Again, it's unrated. Time control, you can see it's 60 plus 30 knockout, and let's just see the game. I mean, this game I decided to play in a certain way. I decided to go for an e6 b6 system, and this is not the best system, especially how I played it. I mean, Hikaru played this against Caruana, but here he played bishop b7. This is like the top move, but here I go for d5, which is just stupid. But it has been actually once played by a guy named Becker Martin, and he actually managed to draw none other than the legendary Alexei Shirov. And therefore cd5, we had e5 and now e5. So now we're going into like this French style structure, but I have this very timely break with c5. Now he chose knight f3, and here he caught me in a little bit of a trap. I just mindlessly I just took the pawn, thinking that after queen takes I just have bishop c5, and it's true, I do have this, and he gave me a check, and then I just froze. I was like, wait, I'm losing a pawn. But the thing is, I calculated during the game bishop d7, right, queen d5, and now bishop b5, queen a8, and I was just supposing that this should be fine, but I just couldn't bring myself to sacrifice a rook in the first round of a tournament and just allow my opponent to be up 3 points of material for some seeming counterplay. And let's see, queen e4, maybe knight c6 apparently is a mistake because of a3, and now I just have to go back with the bishop, but now I just allow knight c4 because I'm unpinning the bishop, so I would have to play the move bishop d3 first, attacking the queen, and then a whole charade of moves, bishop c5 now, and this is just better for white already. So there were a lot of moves that I could have played here. There was actually counterplay, and instead of bishop d7 I chose a completely worse variation. I just played king f8, and now I'm just completely losing. My opponent plays one good move, queen f4, and then after h6, just stopping the knight from coming in, he goes castles, and after two moves he already loses the advantage because he's not ready to play at this level because he's unrated. But because I gave him such an amazing position, now he can play like whatever and still be fine. Like here, after I get this position, like now the evaluation is like +8 +1, let's say, but it's not like devastating because I have moves, and here he plays a very bad move. This queen d2 move is just bad because it gives me the opportunity to now just completely take over the game if I play the move d4. But as you might guess, right, like a d4, knight e4, right, and now you just go back bishop e7, you control this knight very nicely, you have this pawn that's defended, and if my opponent tries to attack, there's no worries. I have queen d5, I'm now attacking his knight. Let's say knight c3, again a whole charade of moves that I could have gone wrong here. For example, if knight e4, I can go now queen to c4. Apparently there's a lot of variation here to the position, and I'm always gonna be on top, but I just mentally I couldn't come back. And then here I just played rook e8 again, mindlessly thinking that okay, takes, knight takes, and then I cannot play rook b8 because of this, and then here I didn't even take. I played bishop b7, which is fine. It's like the second best move, but I didn't even take because I thought I cannot stop this fork, which is completely false. Just rook b8, and this is nothing. This is literally nothing. Like okay, he cannot go there because I'm taking, but he goes back, and now I just take, and then I mean what was I even thinking? So I instead of that I played bishop b7, and now we got into this endgame, which is even more drawish. And here obviously being the stronger player, I took him into an endgame where we're finally like drawing. And here, yeah, there was some chances to screw this up, here I played the move a5, but apparently move maybe like knight c3 would have been more resilient, although I didn't like a5 here. And after ba5 I cannot attack this pawn anymore with my bishop, so I decided to go a5 here and just create this slight square weakness. But here he goes king d3, and in the end he manages to get a check, and then here he manages to block, and then this is the draw here. Yeah, this is just the draw. I just played a little bit more on, because here if you just like, let's say, take the bishop, now you're all of a sudden losing, and you cannot do anything, you're losing. But okay, he didn't take, so I was pretty much forced to make a draw. And right, being the 6th seed, you're supposed to win against a non-rated player. That kind of messed with me a little bit. And then going into round 2 again, I had an unrated opponent that I knew from the club, and sadly for him and for me, he was a kid, but life is kind of harsh, and I you have to beat them, right? You cannot just let them win. So I went for the relative red team. Right from the beginning, he played some pretty creative stuff, to say. He went out of book, and then here he just gave me the queen. I mean, he also had like he was playing very fast, and I mean I don't even want to. I don't even want to recap this game. That's how bad I feel. I mean, it just doesn't make sense for me to just show you how I just won. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward the moves, but it's nothing impressive here. He just blundered the bishop, and now it's just like forced mate, and then right, I just get forced mate in 2. Wow, I just beat a kid in 20 moves. Okay, wow, right. So if we do a short recap of the game, doesn't even really make a lot of sense. Like c4, and then right, he just blundered this, and then he just blundered that, and that's the end of the game. Even here, if he would have played queen d7, I mean, this is just bad. For example, 95, I can just play this, and then right, let's say rook b8, bishop g2. What are you gonna do here? I mean, you're just completely busted as black. I mean, I'm castled, and with this is your development, right? So he just played some nonsense, and right, I just beat him. But right, going back to the first game, this game right here, this is where I should have probably took my chance to go for some crazy counterplay. I mean, that's what I probably should have done. But even later in the game, like here with d4, I just lost an amazing opportunity to gain the upper hand and really create a winning advantage. And even later here, I even failed to take the queen, and then going to an endgame that maybe would not have been that dry. Maybe in this endgame you can actually do something, right? Even though everything is symmetrical, maybe with the rook, maybe with the extra piece, maybe you can actually create some sort of winning advantage with the bishop pair. But in the end, I went for this endgame, and even here, maybe I could have played this a little bit different. Maybe I should have, just taking this knight first. And I was thinking about it. For example, he takes back, and now maybe with the double pawns I'm able to create something. And let's see, rook d8 here, sacking this pawn, and then going knight d4. There were options. For example, if he tries to defend this pawn, now I have the move knight c2, and then after rook b1 I just get, for example, knight takes, and then I get this endgame, which would have been better. So I simply it's kind of a heartbreaking loss in a way, but it's not like I actually tried that hard. Like it was almost like I didn't care about the game, and that's why I kind of feel bad for this tournament overall, because as you're gonna see as the rounds progress, it's almost like I care less and less about the result, and then I only care when I'm playing like strong players, because right, it's because I want to have a good game against strong players, and it's this mentality that right in the small tournaments that really messes with me, because I cannot just sit there and be like, oh, this guy's lower rated, I'm not even gonna try against him. That's not the right mentality. But okay, I mean, you're gonna see in the videos that are gonna come, and because they're gonna be in a daily upload. So see you tomorrow, and until then, just keep your head up. Kowalski out.